Thought Bubble, and today we will be demonstrating a scene of our young couple coming in for their first prenatal checkup. Throughout this, we will talk about the steps and the things that are happening with Dr. Wilkes and our young couple.
I'm so excited for our first appointment. I feel like there's so much we still don't know.
You're right. I wonder when the doctor's gonna get here.
Hi guys, firstly I'm going to be your doctor for the prenatal care. My name is Dr. Wilkes. Is this your guys' first pregnancy?
Yes, it is. And my name is Amelia, and this is my husband Simon.
Hello, doctor.
Hi Simon, hi Amelia. That's amazing. So, I just want to make sure everything of course is going well and great with the baby, but also for you and Simon to feel prepared.
Thank you. Yes.
First, I just want to talk about what your diet looks like now and how it will develop in the next 9 months. Obviously, we know you're eating for two, but let's just talk about how healthy you are eating for two while also enjoying ourselves.
Well, I work 8 to 3, so typically I start maybe with coffee, but I did feel it wasn't good for pregnancy, so I recently switched it over to tea. And then I usually have some sort of fruit and then maybe like a bagel for breakfast.
Okay, keep going.
For lunch, I usually pack like a salad with some sort of like protein, like an egg, some like spinach, some like seeds. And then I usually have like a Coca-Cola or like a Sprite around that time as well. And then I usually have like one snack before I go home for the day. It's usually like a granola bar, maybe like a Hershey's bar. And then when I do get home, usually Simon already has dinner cooked. Usually it's like some sort of meat, like a chicken, like a fish, and like a side salad. And then to wind down at night while I grade papers or whatever, I usually have like another cup of tea with like honey.
Okay, that all sounds really great, super well balanced, but I do have some concerns about how much caffeine you are consuming. It sounds like you know that coffee is a teratogen or something that affects the baby prenatally in a negative way because of its caffeine component. Although there are many parts of your diet that contain caffeine, including tea, soda, and even that yummy chocolate.
Oh, really? We didn't even know. Do tell.
First, it may create some complications for the state of your baby at birth, including low birth weight.
Let's take a further look into what our young couple just heard. A study in 2015 found that every cup of coffee or tea, there was an increased chance of low birth weight, which comes with its own complications ranging from language delays, fine motor defects, to epilepsy, and hearing and visual loss. It is important to keep a low caffeine intake during pregnancy and is the safest option.
Oh gosh, I didn't know. Thank you for informing us.
Of course, there is more. There have also been studies that show a link between caffeine consumption and congenital disorders such as cerebral palsy.
Let's take a further look into what cerebral palsy is. It's a brain disorder that permanently affects body movement and muscle coordination. CP can lead to complications in learning, delays in growth, and spinal problems. Now that you know what CP is, how does this correlate with caffeine intake during pregnancy? A study found that mothers with high caffeine intake had double the risk of CP. It is important that a mother or expected couple monitor the caffeine intake.
Wow, I would have never known that. That sounds so severe. I wouldn't want to risk that. She wouldn't want to risk that either.
Well, of course not. Lastly, another thing that may come up is affecting brain pathways negatively, which may lead to behavioral issues as your child ages.
Data shows that there is a positive relationship between excessive prenatal caffeine exposure and total sugar intake in childhood. How would one know that? Well, findings would suggest that excessive PCE is detrimental to frontal lobe development. Well, why is that? Frontal lobe development helps make the executive decisions. Well, what does this mean for our future child? This would mean they could encounter problems with eating, developing healthy eating habits, as well as developing body insecurities.
Wow, thank you for all of that information. We'll definitely alter that diet. What are some substitutes we could use though?
Well, you can drink water, add flavorings to your water, herbal teas like peppermint, ginger, lavender, lemon balm, milk, coconut water, even smoothies, just making sure there's no caffeine in the drink. Do you guys have any more questions? This is all we have to discuss today.
No, we don't. Thank you so much.
We're all out of questions, doctor. Thank you.
Oh, of course.
Well, thank you so much.
Good luck,
Nice
guys.
meeting you, doc.
Nice meeting you.
Here's a final thought bubble to conclude what we learned during our prenatal checkup care. Excessive caffeine can cause low birth weight problems, CP, and sugar intake problems. Some safer, better options are herbal teas such as peppermint or ginger. You could also have coconut water or smoothies. Please remember to limit your caffeine intake and keep up with your prenatal checkups.
Wow, well, that was great information to know.
Absolutely. I didn't know caffeine can cause brain deficiencies, health problems, and low birth weight.
Yes.
That's so interesting. Let's go to the store and get some lemonade.